On today's episode of the Jamaican Cooking Journey, I'll be sharing with you a very simple video. And that video is to show you how to get your bammy fried successfully without it dripping a lot of oil, finish with a pretty color, and all of that. But before we move on to that, let me pause here to say special thanks to my patrons that have been making my page possible. In the description of this and all my other videos, there will be the link to my Patreon. If you would like to be a part of my Patreon family, just check on that link or click on that link. On to our post notification shout out, which also again is getting back to Sheppy Bradshaw. Manners and respect, Sheppy. I'm waiting for you all to see you in the post notification. Okay, now frying some bammy. I have here two bammies. Like the bammy them thing these days. I don't know how I go on. Something gone, something wrong. But anywho, these are bammies. They are derived, that you get them from cassava, straight cassava, not cassava flour. Cassava, what we use to get this, that gives you cassava flour. When you grate your cassava, or when you whatever you want to mill it and get the finishing product of the cassava plant itself, you know, of the cassava food or whatever itself, that is what you process to give you cassava flour. This not get cassava flour, this don't make bammy already, or cassava cakes. So you would have to put that cassava, what you use to make this, you'd have to move it on to another process to get the cassava flour. Now, let's look at bammies. Bammy, we call them in Jamaica. Bammy, other places say cassava cakes, other places say different things, which I really don't know. So, normally, when these are freshly baked, they are the best. Soft and nice, and you can just tear it apart and just watch it soft. That's the best time. Now, as soon as they get a little age or a little stale, would I say, the moisture in there starts to evaporate. That ends it becoming dry. Now, when we want to refry it, we have to rehydrate it. Some people use coconut milk, they use almond milk, they use of choice. I use plain water most of the times. For coconut milk, it's just like if you mostly want to steam it, it gives it a nice little flavor. But plain old water is the best. Let me show you. So I've got here some water. You have to put a little salt, not a lot. When you're using water, you need to put a little salt. Maybe for this, I would use about half of a teaspoon of salt and let it dissolve in just some regular tap water. Now, this here, before they make the cakes, salt is added to it. Salt is added to it. So this here, you can just bite it. When it's freshly baked, it's nice, and you have the salt to taste to make the little flavor in it come out. So if you are pre-soaking to fry, you don't need a lot of salt. And if you're using milk, you would not need salt either. Coconut milk or any other milk, you won't need salt. But when I am using plain old water, I use a little salt, because this here already has salt. So you want to cut it to how you want it. You can cut it, most times I cut it in 4/4. You can cut it in sticks. So I'm going to cut this one in 4/4, and then when I wide and dry. So you want to leave them in your salt water to pre-soak for a time. You can make this one here in sticks. You want bammy sticks, because you see they are already on the circular part. So you can make some sticks. And I have a video that I showed you years ago. This is a stick. You want to cut it like this, you can cut it. So stick, and what is that? What circle is that? What shape is that? Whatever it is. So you want to leave it to pre-soak. Okay? You want to leave it to pre-soak until they are rehydrated. No, pre-soaking depends on how dry the thing is. This is pretty dry. This is pretty stale. This is pretty aged. Okay? If you did it yesterday, I don't think you would need to pre-soak it. Maybe for just a short time to get a little coconut flavor. So we're going to put that out of the way. Let me show you one here that I had pre-soaked. Done the same thing with that. And I want to show you. It's still pretty hard. But you want to pre-soak it until you feel like you can definitely squeeze it and you see it's coming out. So I'm gonna leave this to soak a little more and come back. You want to pre-soak it until some extra moisture comes back in there. This is like, you see, when you see the extra moisture coming, you see right here kind of flaking off, so you know the moisture is coming. So I'm gonna leave it to pre-soak a little more. When you see me next, I'll be showing you the step that you are not supposed to omit to get good fried bammy. Next clip. Okay, so this is a step that you don't want to omit. So before I go there, I want to show you something. These bammies are extremely thin, hence we have them coming like that. They are supposed to be flat. You know, this ditch in here, we're not supposed to have it. So you can see that, you see that? It's flaking off right there. You see it? Right, it's very aged too. So this is a step that you do not want to omit, family. You want to remove your bammies from your solution, your liquid, whatever you did use it for soaking. You want to. These were pre-soaked for about 20 minutes because they're actually like really aged. I don't know how long. I bought these at the supermarkets. I always get it at the farmer's market, but they're extremely thin. You know, this is a step you don't want to omit by removing them from the liquid and let them stay there and just sit and air dry for another 10 minutes. 10 minutes, you know, the most. So you see the water. It's right. So we're gonna leave it there to air dry. When next you see me, we'll be starting to fry. But mind you, I tell you, these are supposed to be thicker. When they are thicker, they would never have this descent in them. More something looking like this. This is the perfect one. You see? Yeah, you see this? So you see water dripping. You want to leave them to air dry. Making your fried bammy or your bake your bammy and you fry, it takes a little time. That's how we normally do it, you know. You just don't put it in the water and just take it from the water, so you just start to fry it. It's gonna absorb excess oil. Let it air dry for another 10 to 15 minutes. So we are at the stove. Our bammies have been air dried somewhat. Yeah. We're gonna be frying on medium to high. What does that mean? It simply means a little past medium going on to high, not fully high. So I have here just a little strip of the bammy, and I'm gonna be dropping it in there, and you can see, yeah. So our oil is ready. I remember I told you these are really thin, so you want to gently put them in the oil like that. You see that? Make sure you deep fry. Keep yourself a little way off, as these are fully rehydrated with some juice in them. When I said air dry somewhat, when you hold it, you're not supposed to have any liquid dripping from it. Deep fry and do not crowd your pot. Deep frying like that, okay? The color that you desire is totally up to you, whether you want to get them brown, nice and crispy, or you want them to be just slightly brown and still soft. It's up to you. I'll catch you in the next clip. So our bammies are pretty much ready at this point, and you want to move them. Shake off the excess oil. Put them on a paper towel to drain, and as I said, the finishing color is totally up to you. But for me, I think letting them have this color, you have a better presentation. If you're presenting it to people, it looks more appealing. I don't know about you, but if you don't want it to go that brown, you can easily take them out, because the thing here is to get them crispy and nice and soft. I'm gonna let them cool out a bit. You got to let these cool out a bit, baby. They're really hot, so I'm gonna leave them once more again to let them cool out a bit. Come back and I'll break into one and I'll show you. Now our bammies are ready. As I said, you could go lighter color, you could go darker brown. For presentation, I think this is the best color. When I say presentation, I mean to be serving to people. Now, you want to let these bammies cool down a bit. These were thin, these were not thick, so we don't have the fluff. I'm gonna use one of the stick for a tester. I'm gonna show you how easy it breaks. Look at it. You see how inside there is no oil dripping. Let me taste for you. If you want it to go not so crunchy, you can fry less. These were not thick enough. These were thin. Now, right here, when you look at right here, let me break it again. When you look at right here, if you are familiar, you see that part in there, you see how it is? It's not filled with grease. Now, when you do it this way, what it does, it enables you to bring back the bammy. If you're familiar with the bammy when it is just freshly made, then you would understand. The core of the inside of it is white like this, yet soft and sort of gummy, yeah. And the inside is still, it's pretty soft though, but it's sort of, you have to tear. You know, the bammy starch is really strong, you know. So it brings back the softness and the inside. And as I said, fry to your preference. If you fry like this, you'll get that crunch. If you don't fry so much, you'll still have the softness on the inside and the softness on the outside, but you might end up having some oil trapped in there. If you did like this video, remember to give it a big fat thumbs up. Remember to make sure that you subscribe. Leave me a comment below. Talk to me. Tell me what you know about bammy. I'm going to link there for you in the description of this video. I grated the cassava. I wrung it out. I added the salt. I showed you how to bake it. I also have a video that I showed you how to get good fried bammy. On my Patreon page, I put a twist to it there and showing you how to get spiced fried bammy. You'll have to go check out Patreon because my patrons have enjoyed that video already. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. Engage me in the comment section. Talk to me. Tell me what you know about bammy. And before you go, this can be had with anything. Sardine, tin mackerel, escovitch fish, which is the preferred thing. You know, you can also have it with ackee and saltfish. Dad told me ackee and saltfish, it's, I don't know, tell me about it. Let me remind you on the steps again. Pre-soak your bammy, cut it to your liking. Pre-soak it for about 25 minutes depending on how aged it is, how soft. Some of them are really soft, some of them tight like this, tough. These ones were in the refrigerator, and if putting it in the refrigerator has nothing to do with it. You can store it in your freezer, remove it from your freezer, thaw it, fry it like this, and you get back just the same texture. It doesn't have anything to do with it. It's a very versatile thing. After pre-soaking for 25, remove from the liquid. Don't forget that step. Don't omit it. Leave it to air dry for another 15 to 20 minutes. Then you fry to your preference. Thanks for watching.